Okay, how will this class unfold over the semester? The structure that we're going to adopt is semi-synchronous. And what do I mean by that? Well, if something is synchronous with something else, it means that the two things happen at the same time. So the old-fashioned lectures where you would come to a classroom at the same time that I would give a lecture, that would be synchronous. Something would be completely asynchronous with something else if it happened at two different times. So say I uploaded all the material for the class last month and you had any time between now and December to complete all the assignments. That would be completely asynchronous. That would give asynchronous classes give students a whole lot of flexibility, which is great, but the drawback is it's so easy to fall behind. Last semester, I used a fully asynchronous method, and I can't tell you the number of students who thought they could complete half a semester of Introduction to Psychology in the last 2 days of the semester. They fell behind and they couldn't catch up. So asynchronous doesn't work. We're using semi-asynchronous, and by that I mean you are going to have flexibility, quite a bit of flexibility of when you watch the lectures, when you do the readings, when you take exams, when you take quizzes, but within reason. And here's the reason. Each unit corresponds to what I used to think of as a lecture. Each unit will be available to you for 3.5 days. So we've got 26 units. That's basically 13 weeks of lecture. So 2 units per week. And each of those units is split over 3.5 days of a week. So anytime in that 3.5 day period, you can complete your unit. Gives you flexibility, but you can't fall too far behind because there's a penalty for finishing your units late. So I'm not going to put you through the suffering of last semester. We're going to keep you motivated and on track. Here's the schedule of when things will happen in our class. It's August now. We're doing Unit 1 now. It's available, and it's available until this Wednesday at noon, and then it closes. You can still do it, but you'll be penalized 20% a day, so you really don't want to fall behind. Starting this Wednesday at noon, our second unit will open up. That'll be a unit on conducting research. In September, we will hit our third unit, interpreting research. Our fourth unit will be a brief overview of neuroscience, your brain. That will be, everything changes on Wednesdays, right? Wednesday at noon. That's when how we divide up different units. Labor Day weekend. Labor Day is Monday, September 7th. There's nothing for you to do. We're celebrating that holiday, so there's no units required during that 3.5 day period. Then on Wednesday at noon, Unit 5 will open up, and that will be a unit on drugs. And the next week, Unit 6 will open. That'll be a unit on sleep. And then the second part of that third week in September, we'll have our first exams. So we're going to have 4 exams in this class. Each exam is going to cover about 6 or 7 units. So I've cut the class into quarters as far as testing. You'll do 6 or 7 units, have an exam, 6 or 7 units, have an exam, 6 or 7 more units, have an exam. The exams only cover the material since the last exam. So each exam will cover the materials from 6 to 7 units. So after we complete exam 1, I should go back and say, exam 1 will be available, like all the exams, for 24 hours. So the exam will take about 50 to 75 minutes. You have an hour, 24 hours within which to do that hour-ish long exam. So you still have some flexibility, but you don't have 3.5 days. You just have 24 hours. After exam 1, then we'll do another series of 6 or 7 units. So Unit 7 will be on sight. Unit 8 will be on audition, hearing. 9 will be on learning through classical conditioning. 10, 11, and 12 13, and then we're going to have exam 2, again, a 24-hour period during which you can take that 50 to 75-minute exam. Once we get halfway through October, we have another series of 6 or 7 units covering everything from intelligence to babies to sex to Sigmund Freud and personality. Then on November 12th to 13th, there'll be a 24-hour period where you can take exam 3. Then we'll do another 6 or 7 units. We're going to spend 3 units on social psychology. Over the Thanksgiving break, there won't be any units due. After you return from the Thanksgiving break, there'll be a unit on, basically we'll tackle clinical psychology. So there'll be a whole lecture on what does normal mean in psychology, a lecture on mental disorders, and a lecture on treatments for mental health. Lectures end for the semester, and then exam 4 will be on between Friday and Saturday, so Friday, December 11th to Saturday, December 12th. Again, you'll get 24 hours there to complete an hour-long exam. So exam 4 is not cumulative. There is no cumulative final. There is no cumulative midterm. Exam 4 just covers the 6 or 7 units that came before it. Okay. What's in each unit? Each unit starts with your assigned readings. So you just go to the unit, and the first thing you'll see is the readings for that unit. What you'll see below that is my lecture slides for all of the mini lectures put together. There'll be one file for that. Then you'll see my mini lectures, right? So you're watching mini lecture 3. After that will probably be a lab that'll enhance your understanding of 1 or 2 of the main concepts in that section. Then there'll be 2 kinds of quizzes. There'll be a practice quiz, where it'll quiz you on the material that was in that unit, and that covers your reading, the mini lectures, and the lab. So there'll be a practice quiz that you can take as many times as you want, and after that will be the graded quiz. So for each unit, you'll have a little quiz. Below the graded quizzes will be extra goodies that you are optional, that you can use to enhance your understanding of the course material. Exams, remember, each exam only covers the 6 or 7 units that came right before that exam. Each exam will be available for for 24 hours and will require about an hour to complete. The exams will contain essay questions, short answer questions, multiple choice questions, and a video response. I need to see a video of you actually responding to a question. Now, I give 4 exams, but in your grade for this class, I only count your best 3 exam performances. So one of your exams you get to throw into the garbage bin. Now, there's a number of ways you can use that. Could be that you save it up just in case you get sick this semester. And you get sick this semester, you can forget about, just skip one of the exams, and that 0 will be your lowest grade, and it'll be dismissed. Or you can take all 4 exams and just get rid of the lowest one. Or what really smart students do in my class is they work really hard during the first 3 quarters of the semester to get their best 3 grades right at the beginning. And then during finals week, they don't take exam 4. They still have to do all the quizzes and the units down, but they do not have to take an exam during finals week in my class if they're happy with their grades on the last day. Okay. Course grades. Your quiz, the graded quiz at the end of each unit is going to count for 50% of your grade in this class. I want to see you do the work, and so I'm rewarding that work, that process of learning, by making it worth 50% of your grade. The labs that will appear in most units, but not all units, most units will be worth 20% of your grade. Note that for quizzes and labs, if you turn them in late, you will be penalized for late submissions, and the penalty is steep. 20% decrease in your score for every day you're late. Then the final 30% of your grade will come from your top 3 exam scores. So each of them will be worth 10%. There are no makeup exams. Why? Because I give you the option to throw away one of the exams, so you don't need the makeup, right? Now, makeup exams are possible if you have a medical excuse or are celebrating a holiday during that time, and the holiday can't be your birthday, but it has to fall under CSUN guidelines. Concludes mini lecture 1.3. Be back in just a second to show you where everything is in Canvas. So hang on.